A tattoo, a detailed escape, a prison tape that shocked America, and a killer who, decades later, still haunted the headlines. On the night of July 13th to 14th, 1966 in Chicago, 8 young women were murdered. The man who changed the face of security in dorms and dormitory houses. Richard Speck. Born December 6th, 1941 in Kirkwood, Illinois, seventh of 8 children. His father died when Speck was 6. His mother later remarried and the family moved to Dallas. As a teenager, he started drinking, got into trouble early, first arrest at 13, and dropped out of high school at 16. Before the infamous crime, he had built up a lengthy record of petty crimes, thefts, and assaults. On the night of July 13, 1966, Speck broke into a townhouse at 2319 East 100th Street, Chicago, a residence shared by 9 student nurses. He bound the women with bedsheet strips, barricaded them in rooms, and then over the next hours, murdered 8 of them by stabbing or strangulation. One woman survived. Corazana Murao crawled out from under a bed and escaped early in the morning. Speck apparently didn't realize she was there. A key lead. Investigators used her description. And a unique clue. Speck's tattoo reading, "Born to Raise Hell," to identify him. Now the parts that a lot of people don't know. 1. The XYY syndrome. Myth. After the murders, Speck's defense explored whether he had the so-called XYY syndrome, an extra Y chromosome, that was then being speculated to cause violent behavior. But later, chromosome analysis showed he had a standard 46XY karyotype, so the myth collapsed. 2. Birdman behind bars. While imprisoned at Stateville Correctional Center, Illinois, Speck earned the nickname Birdman after sparrows flew into his cell, and he kept them. He also kept a stamp collection, listened to music, and indulged in illicit activities. "How am I going to get in trouble? I'm in here for 1,200 years, he reportedly said. 3. The prison tape and hormones. In the late 1980s, tape publicly emerged mid-1990s, Speck was captured on video engaging in drug use, sexual activity with another inmate, and sporting what appeared to be enlarged breasts, reportedly from smuggled female hormones. On the tape, he boasts, "If they only knew how much fun I was having in here, they would turn me loose." This tape triggered major scandal in the Illinois correction system and fueled debate on prison conditions. 4. Beyond the nurses, suspected other crimes. Although convicted for the 8 nurses, Speck was suspected in additional violent crimes, rapes, murders, in the months prior, but was never formally charged. Speck attempted suicide on July 16, 1966 by slashing his wrist and elbow. He was hospitalized. The tattoo helped a doctor recognize him and alerted police. Arrested July 17, 1966. His trial began April 3, 1967, and after a mere 49 minutes of deliberation, the jury found him guilty. Originally sentenced to death, June 5, 1967. But after the U.S. Supreme Court struck down Illinois' death penalty statute in 1972, his sentence was commuted to 8 consecutive terms of decades each, 400 to 1,200 years in some sources. Speck died December 5, 1991, one day shy of his 50th birthday, in prison from a suspected heart attack. His body had an enlarged heart, emphysema, and clogged arteries. His case marked a turning point in dorm-style occupancy, victim protection, media coverage of mass murderers, and remains one of America's most infamous mass murders.